Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's vlog for Monday, the 27th of April. Hope you're all well and had a good weekend. Right, today's topic. I like to try and vary what I talk about, but I'm going to come back to the CX again. So apologies for that, but I think it's all relevant. I spoke last week about the app and possibly not seeing jobs on the app that are on the laptop, or jobs just missing altogether. And I had a comment back from Steve Smith. I thank you, Steve. He was also having the same issue, he believed, and he sent a ticket into the CX, and their advice was to uninstall the app and reinstall it. I'm not sure from his comment if that had made any difference or not, but anyway, I tried that over the weekend. On Saturday I took it out, left it off for about 3 or 4 hours, just stuck it back on again, logged out the system anyway as I didn't need it, but started off today. I have no idea whether it's made any difference or not, but if you are thinking you're not seeing jobs, try that, uninstall and reinstall. I also mentioned last week about the price had gone up, but I didn't have any details, so did a little bit of digging on that. The new price for owner drivers, one van, is £2,039.88. They're pushing it out 169.99 per month, but because we have 5-week months and 4-week months, so £2,039.88. It sounds like an increase of about £150. I'm not sure exactly. Apparently the reason for this is the improvement in compliance and security. It's still, for me, on 230 days a year working, it still keeps it under a tenner. It's about £8.40 a day, so we can sit there all night long over a curry and a beer debating whether that's value for money. I still think it probably is, but I don't think we can stomach much more of an increase, can we? Let's see how that goes on in the next few months. The last thing on the CX, and this is something different for me, I don't normally do this type of thing, but I put a ticket in this morning. Over the weekend there was an advert on the CX HX forum Facebook from a company called DK Express Logistics. Never heard of them, never worked with them. Their advert, which was quite detailed, looked like it had been using AI as well to sort of put it all together. But the bottom line of it was very simply, they were looking for 10 drivers to join their app. You would be paying 10% of the money that you earn to them. For an additional fee, you could also have same-day payment, and we all know how that works. There was lots of other bits on there. They'd look after your bookings. They would get the bookings for you with their experienced team of trackers. DK Express Logistics on the app at the moment have 29 positive feedbacks for delivery, but none for payment. Yeah, the one thing that caused me concern, and was the reason why I did raise it with the CX, it said on there that, well, they do want to meet the drivers face to face, but that could just be hearsay. There's no guarantee that's going to happen. But you must have goods in transit insurance. Not one mention about having hire and reward insurance. Guys based in Birmingham, no criticism of Birmingham, all you brummies, but I think we know where that might be going. So my ticket was along the lines of, is this acceptable? I've given them that. I couldn't screenshot the advert, but I've given them details of where they can find it. I did get a reply back this morning from CX. They did say that they won't comment publicly or privately to me as an individual about a company. However, the team there will investigate my allegations, and they will look into it, and they will take whatever action is deemed necessary. Read that how you like. So yeah, I think all we can do is just see if any more comes of that. If I hear anything, obviously I'll let you know. Right, on to today. I didn't have a job booked in for the day. I mentioned on Friday I had a doctor's appointment for 8:45 this morning, so I needed some blood tests doing. I got there early at 8:30 as it's on my way, but luckily the nurse saw me straight away, so that was good. I don't have any breakfast, so I needed to go straight over the cafe across the road, get some tea and toast. I do have to give quite a few bloods for various tests. There wasn't any work about immediately, so I made my way up the top of the road for about 9 o'clock. There was a job came up straight away, which was from Colchester and my postcode, CO7. I was still about 10 minutes away from the pickup. We've got quite a lot of farms, stuff like that encompass the area of CO7. It's for a medium wheelbase, 173 miles. I put a price of £190 on it. I don't think that's excessive. That's about what, £1.10 a mile. It's early in the morning. It's not the greatest area, but there are vans around, but it's not the greatest. But that job stayed on there for quite a long while, so I guess they were just fishing for someone who was looking at that as a backload and going to go in cheap. A couple of other jobs around. There's one from Colchester to Cambridge for a small wheelbase, 67 miles. Put £70 on that. That went straight away. I didn't get that. Job there from Colchester to Norwich, small wheelbase, 58 miles. Put £90 on that. It is Norwich. There is work out in Norwich, but not a lot. Also, going on what I spoke about last week, I know what the goods are on this from the shipper and the collection point, and that's worth a few quid extra. Again, that's when I did finally get a job at about 9:45. That job was still sitting there with my quote on, so I cancelled the quote. There was a couple of jobs which suited me in Colchester, which were low. Well, one was from Malden, I'll tell a lie. One was from Malden, 35 minutes away from where I was, going to Southend. I'd be looking for ideally £60 on that. The shipper wanted to pay 35, so I wasn't prepared to do it for that. There's one from Braintree going to Saffron Walden. That would be a £50 job for me. They wanted to pay £25. I wasn't going to entertain that, but I did win a job from Braintree, and it was a tough one. It's one of those, I don't know, shall I, shan't I? It was going to a place called Ditchling. Ditchling is Hassocks, which is Burgess Hill, north of Brighton. Yeah, I thought, okay, I'll go with it. I might be able to nick something out of Brighton, might be able to nick something out of Crawley. I'll take a gamble. Small wheelbase job. It was one pallet, 90 miles. I put £100 on it, so I was happy with the price. £1.10 a mile for a small wheelbase. I think that's fine. Got on site at 10:20. Got the pallet on board. I was just waiting for the paperwork to be typed up. Got away at 10:35. Happy with that. Straightforward journey. Just cut through to the top of Chelmsford. A12, M25, M23. I could stay on the M23, A23, or I could cut off at Crawley and go around the back. I went around the back. I don't think it made a great lot of difference. Got on site 12:35. I'm off site at 12:40. Desperately needed a break and some lunch. I think again because of the bloods, and I only had toast. I was craving some food, so I had my lunch with me. Nice little park just around the corner. Had some toilets so I could have some lunch, stretch the legs, get some fresh air. There was a job in there when I got there for lunch. There was a job in there from Littlehampton, 50 miles away. 35 miles away, 50 minutes. Back down, that goes back down towards Brighton, then on the A27 going across to the west. So it's a little bit of a journey. But it was going to Woodbridge in Suffolk for delivery tomorrow morning. Collection was any time between 2 and 3:30. As I say, now was around about 12:45, so time was no problem. It's 150 miles. I put a price of £150 on. I think £1 a mile for small wheelbase collection today, store overnight, delivery to an area like that in Suffolk is good. I think that's a good price. Nothing happened. I finished my lunch and had my walk. The job came off and was reposted, so that tells me my price is too much like everybody else, but I still think that's a good price. So I just went down to 145. 10 minutes later, the job got taken off. Reposted again, and this time it said job pays £130. I think that's a little bit skinny, but at least they're being honest now. They're saying what the job pays. A quick thought process, that job for me is still worth doing. I might as well go down, pick it up. If I get £130 back and I deliver to Woodbridge tomorrow, Woodbridge is about 35 minutes from Colchester Station. Once I drop my wife off, I can get that off first thing and start from there. There's jobs sometimes come out of Leicester or Ipswich. So I put the 130 on. Again, reiterated that I am 50 minutes away, but within the hour and a half booking slot that or collection slot they've given. I live in North East Essex, so getting to Woodbridge tomorrow morning is not an issue. I gave it 5 minutes. I thought I'd give him a ring. It is a big shipper. I thought I would give him a ring. I couldn't get through on the phone, or it wasn't being answered, let's put it that way. And I didn't get the job. The job went, which I'm really disappointed at. And again, like so many times, it's like a broken record. Should I have just gone in at £100 and taken the £100 of the job? But we've got to stick at what we believe in. Otherwise, we're killing ourselves from within. And I was happy with a 150. I would have been happy with 145, 130. I was like, okay, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. But it still made sense to do it. If I had the job on board with the job I've done today, I could have just put that on today's money and started at 8:30 tomorrow morning in Woodbridge. As I say, it wouldn't have made any difference to starting 8:30, 8:45 today in Brightley, see. But we didn't get it. Looking for jobs. I typically, as I got up to Crawley, there was a job came out of Hassocks, going round to Heathrow Airport. But it was one of those where it comes forms of ID. Knowing the shipper, it's one of those where you're going to go into a secure warehouse and probably get faffed around trying to get it off. Couple of jobs into central London from Crawley, but the mileage is so low from Crawley into central London that you know the shipper doesn't want to pay a lot of money. They're not interested in the congestion charge. They're not interested in London traffic. It's going to leave me in central London at sort of 3 o'clock, and it's horrendous getting out of there. So I bypassed those. And nothing else has come up. It's Monday afternoon. I'm not wholly surprised. I'm on the A12. I thought I'd keep my eyes open coming back. It's now 3:25, just around Chelmsford, I think. I'm even paying attention. Nothing. So I'm going to tool my way up towards the outskirts of Colchester and park up for 10-15 minutes, see if there's anything I can pick up this afternoon in Colchester for delivery tomorrow morning that works. Other than that, it's just going to be the one job, £100. Disappointing. I'm always a little bit more lenient with myself if I've not been able to start early in the morning. I always feel sometimes if I've got something like a doctor's appointment and I've got to go back on Thursday for something else, again, first thing in the morning, almost feel like saying taking the day off. But you've got to have a go, haven't you? I know this from being a cab driver. It's so easy when you're self-employed to say, oh, I don't fancy it today, I'm just going to sit home and do nothing. But you can do that, but because your standing costs of your vehicle and your insurance and your various memberships and accountancy fees and blah 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 are still got to be paid. So I think you do have to give yourself a little kick up the bum to get yourself out there and have a go, and then just hope it works for you. But not to be. I hope you've had a good one yourself. We'll go again tomorrow. All the best now. Cheers, Paul.